Hello and welcome. I'm Brent from Evocon, and in today's video, I will show you exactly how to track your uptime with Evocon. This is the Evocon view that shows what is going on one of your lines during one shift. Let me go through this view for you and show you how to see what your uptime is. First, let's make sure we understand the terms. Uptime is when your machine is up and running, as opposed to downtime, when it's down or idle. It's measured in absolute time units, just like downtime. For example, if your machine was down for 1 hour in an 8-hour shift, then the remaining 7 hours is your uptime. But most often you will be interested in uptime as a percentage. In this case, the correct term within the OEE framework would be availability. Basically, availability is uptime as a percentage of time planned for production. Now let's look at uptime in Evocon. This view shows information about one shift, an ongoing or a past one. This one is ongoing, as you can see from this live indicator. Each horizontal line represents 1 hour of the shift. Here we see that the shift started at 6 a.m., and right now it's 11 a.m. Now the important part, the colors indicate the state of production. That's how you see uptime and downtime. Green and yellow are your uptime, red and gray, downtime. We track this state to the second. Here we can see that at the beginning of the shift, we had downtime for 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Then we had uptime until 7:40, at which point we had downtime, planned maintenance, which lasted 46 minutes and 59 seconds. You can see uptime and downtime with the same precision for all of your past shifts. Here's the data for the previous shift, and the shift before that, and so on. But how can we see the total duration of your uptime? For that, let's go to Reports, the time usage chart. Here the meaning of colors is exactly the same as on the shift view. Green and yellow are your uptime, but here you see total uptime during that day. If you hover over, you will see the exact duration. Keep in mind that here you see it split into two parts, good production and speed loss. Speed loss is part of uptime because your machine is running, but it may be running slower than the ideal speed. So this report calculates how much time you are losing due to that slowness, which is very useful, but we have a separate video about that. For this video, I can tell you that your total uptime is this time here, good production, plus this time here, your speed loss. And by the way, you can manipulate this chart to see your total uptime, not by day, but by any other dimension: shift, week, year, station, operator, and so on. But how about uptime as a percentage or your availability, as we discussed earlier? Here I have to point out something important. As you can see in this formula, availability is the ratio between your uptime and your scheduled or planned time, not your shift time. This means that you may have time during your shift when you are not supposed to be producing anything. You would want to exclude that time from your calculations, and Evocon gives you that possibility. Let's look at this report again. This darker gray part is the excluded time, as it says here. Planned stops, excluded from OEE. You can see these planned stops in the shift view as well, with the same precision as everything else. Here is an example of a planned stop. This stop, unlike all other stops, does not reduce your availability and also does not reduce OEE. Let me show you how it's reflected on this tiny but very useful chart. This is the hourly statistics for OEE, and each component of OEE, including the availability component, which is this green line here. Now, at 7 a.m., we have all green and yellow and no other downtime except this planned stop. And because this stop is excluded from our calculations, the availability score for this hour remains at 100%. And at 9 a.m., some downtime was unplanned, which lowers the availability score to 81%. And that's it for this short overview. For a more comprehensive and tailored walkthrough, please reach out. We would love to hear from you. Or you can start a 30-day free trial on our website to see how Evocon can boost your factory's efficiency. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.